Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nazarene Veronica and today I'm back with another live reaction video, seeing as you guys love them so much. Today I am going to be reacting to a series of videos, mostly about women. So let's get started. This one is called Toxic OnlyFans Girl Gets Exposed. And yeah, let me know what you think throughout the video because it's probably going to be quite interesting.
What is the craziest thing that you've ever done on camera?
Here we go again.
Probably jump in the pool at my ex's swimming practice because he found out that I cheated and I was trying to get him back.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
So I jumped in the pool at his swim practice and my friend recorded it. Did you ever find out? Yeah. What's he upset? Yeah, he found out and he didn't want to get back, so I had to show that I really cared. So I was like, I'm gonna jump in the pool. And then his coach was like, what's going on? Get out of the pool! I was like, I'm sorry.
Attention seeker to the max. And how does that show that you really care? I don't understand how that translates in any way, but never mind.
Did you get back? Yeah.
Oh, she got him back. He took her back after that because she jumped in the pool. Wow, amazing.
His boyfriend sounds like an even bigger donut though. Who gives a shit if she jumped in the pool? She still cheated. What you doing taking her back? She's not cleaned off now she's jumped in the pool. He took her back, she probably cheated again, and now look at her, she's made an OnlyFans.
It's an evil world we live in.
He cold.
Why don't women typically approach men?
Intimidation. If you're out at a bar or something, maybe you just want a free drink.
I don't think it's very traditional. I think it's always kind of been the way that a man will approach a woman.
Also, I think it's a big confidence thing for women. I know it's hard definitely to approach a man in any context, and I think doing it and succeeding, even in just saying hello, can be a big confidence booster.
I feel like if you approach a man, they're going to look at you in a very just purely sexual way. It's very unlikely that they'll see you and be like, wow, she approached me, let me now try and court her and be with her long term. Because a man wants to be able to fight for that himself. He wants to be able to be the one who found it hard to get you. That's part of the mystery of seeing a woman. Whereas if you go up to him, there's no fighting needed, there's no courting needed. You've just courted him and he'll see you in a much more masculine way.
Women are the ones who fear rejection. Why are women always the ones complaining about men not showing their emotions?
I don't know.
Most women don't approach men because they expect us to do it, and a lot of them don't actually have any game or any clue what to say because they're not used to doing it.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them. Yeah, I agree with that one. That they better open the door for you. Open the door, treat you right, be polite.
Do you prefer
You hear that, guys? You better open the door.
a man who is a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
They want the bad boy till they get cheated on, treated badly, or made into single mothers. Then all of a sudden they want the good boy.
I used to prefer bad boy, now gentleman all the way.
What do you find most attractive about a man, and more importantly, how has that changed throughout your life?
Now, his heart and how he portrays himself to be a good citizen to society and just be a good person, morals. Before
A good citizen to society. That's a weird one.
it was more cat and mouse, kind of them chasing me, and that was fun because it was all just games.
Oh my god, just look at this. Look at how, what the?
I paid for this.
Richie, stop.
No,
Look
hey,
at this.
hey,
It's so
hey,
pretty.
I'm her man.
Richie,
I paid for this.
Why do you always do that?
All the men think you're single, thinking you're paying for this on your own. She's taken.
Look at- oh
I
my-
paid for this.
What did you just say to me?
I don't care that you're recording me. You swipe right on me first. If you want some of this meat, you're gonna pay for this meat. What did he say?
How's it going, you guys? I need you to wrap it up. We can't do this. There's no
Wrap what
video
up?
or recording here.
What do you mean?
You guys can't do this. I need you to leave. I'm giving you an option. Either you guys
Option what?
leave or you guys are going to leave in cuffs. What do you want to
Would
do?
you like some?
How about we give you
You
some?
can have the last bacon.
Call cops.
Dude called the police on people making eggs. You want to have that bacon with me?
Yeah, I'd say so. Alright, well, We just
Cheers.
finished our brunch, so we can get out of your hair now.
No, we're gonna go ahead and wait.
We actually just finished, actually.
No, actually, my buddy's already on his way.
You don't have no buddies.
We actually just finished.
Yeah, we actually just finished.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and wait. Let's wait for the
Lunch, guys. Back up.
No, let's go ahead and
Hey, bro, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, so if I were you, I wouldn't mess with me.
These types of pranksters are just annoying to me. I don't think it's funny, I don't think it's creative, I just think it's annoying. A big part of the reason...
To be fair, it is quite creative. Like, I've never heard of anyone cooking food inside a shop and then, like, refusing to leave until they've finished. But that's just
soft is because they get away with everything. They've not been through nothing. So they think they can get away with murder and take the piss out of everyone. If they want to keep fucking around, then one day they will find out.
Would you recommend having a
I don't think it's that serious.
Absolutely fucking not.
To each their own. If it allows you to kind of find out what you're looking for, or like if that's really in your system and you need to get it out, sure.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
My parents are forcing me to drive a Honda. I literally had to wear a disguise to school today.
Oh, boo-hoo! This is allegedly the richest girl on TikTok. This is Flo, and one day she posted a video talking about the first car she's gonna get, a Lamborghini Urus.
Get ready with me to buy my first car. So the car I want to get is a Lamborghini Urus. We're going to Manhattan to get it.
And even though that car costs like more than my life, the way she talked about it was very matter of fact.
Looking at a used one, but it's like pretty much new, and it's exactly how we would get it if we were to like design it.
And this of course upset people because it just seems really out of touch. But then the worst thing happened to Flo.
I just got the worst news of my life. The Lamborghini I wanted got sold. What's so hard to believe about getting a Lambo? Like, they're not even that expensive.
Come again?
People started to question if this is real or not. She's not rich, this is all fake. Show us the car, you're a liar.
The next day.
And it looks like she got her Lambo. I was legit about to be like, I don't know guys, I think maybe she's playing us. But there you have it.
People are so fed up with this spoiled little donut that they
She could have been renting it, so it's not necessarily hers, but anyway.
reported her account and it was removed.
Good job.
The whole thing's embarrassing, but when she started saying, oh, I had to go to school with my hoodie on because I was embarrassed to be driving that car, it made me think of this video.
I'm sorry, baby. It's the best I can do. It's the best I can do. I'm sorry, baby.
I feel like when men or women maybe play like we don't understand is because we don't want to accept the hard truth of it. And sometimes we're like, but I don't understand, I don't understand. Well, you kind of do, you just don't want to accept it.
Friendly fire! How am I picking them? You're a part of the problem. Why am I attracting that? Bro, if you 3 baby daddies in and they all deadbeats, you are a poor decision making woman. Maybe you need to stop for a second, stop popping them kids out like they candy, and reassess yourself and really reevaluate and be like, okay, what's going on with me?
That's a good friend. If she's honest with you like that, that's a really good friend. And that's very true what she's saying. It probably is, you know, to do with her decision making. I don't think you can make the same mistake 3 times and not learn from it without having to accept some responsibility that it might actually be something to do with you.
Don't have no type of a self-control or a thought process. You knew this dude for 3 months.
Yeah, there comes a point where you got to ask yourself, am I the problem? If you've picked a bunch of different toxic men that don't look after you, don't look after your kids, it's no longer bad luck, is it? It's because you make shit decisions, you donut.
But I do like the fact that she was actually listening to her friend and she was like nodding her head and actually taking it in instead of being defensive, because yeah, I think most women would probably listen to that and be like, do you know what? You're not a good friend. I'm not going to speak to you anymore. You're too negative, blah, blah, blah. Because they don't want to hear it. But she actually listened, so fair dues.
I want you. I want to get to know you. I like you. No, you don't! You just want to touch my private parts!
You got me.
Tell them, look at them straight in the camera and say, I'm the biggest spender.
I'm the biggest spender. Come on.
Look at that. So when you get money, you got to be my pay pig, yeah? You understand? Tell them I'm a pay pig.
I don't know about that.
But you've been saying you get down bad for me, you got to be a pay pig.
Hey, I'm a pay pig.
I beg your pardon?
So I'll do anything for C China. I let C China walk me like a dog.
This is embarrassing. This man is a super Saiyan sim. I don't even think there's any saving him.
So what this man is doing is called high knees running in place. This is a great way to get your heart rate up, burn some extra calories in between sets, or just to warm up for your workout. But what he's doing most of all is minding his own business. Something you should do, but you and your friend would rather take a video to make fun of this man, mock him, then post it on social media for attention. I can't believe that you don't know better than to treat people this way in the gym. You are an absolute bully.
And it was sad how he stopped when he saw that they were making fun of him.
If she plays any toxic games like this,
She belongs to the streets.
How immature is that? Come on, you don't play games with your partner like that. That's a bit embarrassing that she's made a video of it, and yeah, clearly she's proud of that, but she shouldn't be. Anyway, next video is called "Should You Stay After a Partner Cheats?"
I always said if someone cheated on me that I'd be done, I'd be out. Well, until it happened to me. I was 24, well, about to be 24. I'd been with him for over 7 years. He was all I've known since I was 16. To make it worse, we just got married about 6 months ago. We were newlyweds, and I found out he was having an affair with his coworker. I truly could have bet $1 billion he would never be the type of person to ever cheat on me. So I think I was just in a lot of shock, and it took me months to process. So I stayed for about 4 months. Those 4 months taught me that if I'm ever cheated on again, I'm out the door that second. I'm not wasting any time. And after the betrayal, when he wasn't with me, I was in a constant state of just like anxiousness, and I couldn't take it. I needed to look at his phone. The affair partner was a coworker. I didn't trust him at work. I didn't trust him to go on a drive. I was just constantly in like a paranoid state, fight or flight. I would have nightmares. I couldn't even escape it in my dreams. Even like our good times, you know, we would try to go out to dinner, things like that. It would still just hit me. One moment I'm laughing, and the next it hits me in the brain of what he did to me and is currently doing to me, and it would just like send me into a rage. I hated myself for during those 4 months. I'm goofy, I'm fun, I'm carefree, I'm lighthearted, I'm loving, and like I was none of that. I was not sleeping, I was not eating, I was angry, I was sad. My whole world flipped upside down. Like, you have so much trust in someone and it's just completely betrayed. I know I would have never fully trusted him again.
That's so sad. And that's what you have to deal with. If you are prepared to cheat, you need to deal with the consequences, and you know, not think that your marriage will just carry on as normal, because chances are it won't. If you've betrayed somebody that badly, like she even said herself, I would have bet $1 billion that he would never be the type of guy to cheat on me, and he did. So of course everything she thought he was turned out to be untrue, and she now can't, you know, see him in the same way again. Because like she said, whenever he went out, she didn't trust him. Whenever he went to work, she didn't trust him. Because he broke her trust. And I don't believe he did enough to try and build it back. And also, I don't think it can be built back once it's broken that much. You know, when you vow to stick with someone and to be with them and them only, and then you break that. And that vow is like to God as well. You can't go back from that once you break it. So yeah, I understand. And they didn't have kids together, so there's no kids involved either. There's no, I don't think there's a reason to stay. If someone disrespects you that badly, there's no, and if they break a promise, a vow that they made to you and to God, it's just not worth it.
I can't control what someone's gonna do to me, and that's all on him, and he broke that trust, he betrayed me, but I can't control the life that I live, and I will never be in that situation again. So to the TikToks I'm seeing about betrayal trauma and people trying to stay, please leave. Not to mention, he was not doing the affair recovery work, he was continuing his affair, and he became very mentally abusive.
If you've been cheated on recently and you're trying to decide whether or not you should stay with your partner, I have a story. So when I was in that situation myself and I was trying to make sense of all the things and what should I do, should I stay, should I go, etc., I heard this quote, and it was Gabrielle Union. She was talking in an interview, and they were asking her for advice, like relationship advice, and she was like, I literally don't understand why people ask me this, because she, and with her husband, she's happy, but he had cheated on her, pretty sure he had a baby with someone else, all of the things. And she was like, this is what I'll say. If I was the woman that I am today, I wouldn't have stayed. And that just stuck with me. Like, that haunted me, because I was like, oh my God, I don't want to stay with this person and grow and do all these things. Like, I want to be that woman today. And so, you know how it's like, you'll never regret a workout? You'll never regret leaving a cheater. Make the decision for the woman that you want to be, and not necessarily the woman that you are today.
So, if you choose to stay with your spouse or partner after an affair, you're kind of a fool, right? You're just kind of weak. You're kind of an idiot. You're not very smart. You probably have no self-esteem. And basically, you're just staying because you don't want to do anything else and you have no options. I hate this narrative so much, and I don't know where this idea came from, because in that world, there's no potential for forgiveness or growth or change. I wholeheartedly believe people can heal from affairs. I've seen it happen a bunch of times, and I keep telling you guys this because obviously I'm passionate about it, but because I want to give you hope. You don't have to stay in a relationship if you don't want to. But if you choose to stay, that doesn't mean that you are dumb or unintelligent or have low self-esteem or low self-confidence or anything. It may just mean that there's enough good there that you want to try to work on it. And you don't have to stay on the same path you begin on, right? You might say, like, okay, I want to try to heal it and let's see how that goes. And you could change your mind at any point. So please reject whenever anyone is telling you, you are just a total chump and a total fool if you stay in this relationship. Because, according to science, people are 300% more likely to have a second affair after their first affair. Well, that is technically true. However, people do change, right? You've done things in your life that really shook you, right? And you change from that point on. That happens with people who cheat too. So please believe in the power of change. Look for changed behavior. And if you want to stay, know that that means that you're strong and loving and compassionate. There is nothing wrong with you. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. But if you want to try and heal your relationship because there's a lot of good there, please do. Please do. I'm here for you every step of the way.
It's true. There are some times when, you can. I've seen it where people get cheated on and then they do actually work on it together and they build back that trust. And it could take years, but eventually sometimes it does work and it does get built back. But then the person who cheats needs to put the effort in. They need to go the extra mile and show their partner that they will not do it again. And, reassure them constantly pretty much, because that trust, it does get broken when you get cheated on. So yeah, but it does obviously leave you with a lasting trauma. But if you both work together, if he works on his issue and then you work on your trauma, it can work.
If you stayed with your husband after you found out that he cheated on you, I totally get it. And I want to give you some credit for it. It's not easy to forgive that. So let's shine some light on it. Hello, my name is Carla, and it's time to challenge your belief system. I want to go ahead and put out a disclaimer. This video is not promoting cheating. I'm not encouraging for you to stay in a toxic relationship where there's abuse, physical, emotional, or psychological abuse. I am simply giving credit to those women who feel alone because they stayed with their cheating husband. This is specifically for women that already had a family established. I'm also not saying that my partner cheated on me, because that's not the case. As women, the moment that we decide to get married and have children, that is a moment that we need to understand we have a burden to bear. Our burden as women is not to provide, but it's to keep harmony within the family. That includes children. We need to understand that as soon as we take away a pillar or a foundation of a child who is barely developing, we are setting them up for doom. This is coming from experience. The moment my parents split for 2 years and took a break was a moment my life changed 180 for the worst. Within those 2 years, I needed to drop out of college, and I let a very toxic man into my life because I was very unsure, uncertain, and confused. Because my foundation was not strong. And this is when I was a lot older that I had more independence when my parents were taking a break. Imagine the detrimental effects of a child that is in middle school or in high school. And you can reverse that and say precisely that is why you need to get out of a toxic relationship. Again, this is not talking about a toxic relationship. This is specifically talking about a husband that cheats or a wife that cheats once and confesses to the partner of their sins. It is absolutely valid to forgive if both parties want to work in the relationship because there's a bigger loss here. And I repeat, I say husband, not boyfriend, not fiance. Husband. This is just one out of the many reasons why I understand women that decide to stay in their marriage after finding out that their husband was unfaithful. But the point of this video is to support those women who actually stay in a marriage, not judge them. Because like it or not everybody is strong enough, emphasis on, to leave. It requires strength if you stay or if you leave. If you stay because it requires the strength to forgive and be compassionate to your partner and start all over. And if you leave because it is scary to walk away from something familiar. Women are bound to lose in the situation if they stay or if they go. But the difference here is deciding the future of your children. I know that we all like to think that this world revolves around us and it all depends on our happiness and our peace, blah, blah, blah. But the moment that we as women decide to have a child, that is no longer the case, unfortunately. Not for at least 20 years. And I want you to go ahead and ask yourself, as a woman, have you judged anyone for staying in their marriage after finding out that one of their partners was unfaithful? Because I can almost guarantee you that judging someone because they decide to stay does not make you a better person. Ladies, be wise.
10 reasons why you shouldn't go back to your partner if they cheated.
What do you guys think? Do you think you should go back to your partner after they cheat, or do you think you should leave? I guess for you it's different because you're men, but I'm curious.
On you. Even though this might seem scarily obvious to some people, other people need the extra reassurance and help when pondering this debate. Number 1, you will never fully trust them again. When your partner is intimate with somebody else, that literally breaks a whole new level of trust that you will never be able to gain back. Even if you think you're over it, subconsciously, you're never going to
You definitely can gain it back. I've seen it happen.
be over it and you're never going to have trust for that person again. Number 2, they don't love you. If they loved you, they would never do that to you and hurt you like that. And if your partner's in love with you, you're constantly going to be on their mind and they wouldn't even have the time to fucking cheat on you. Number 3, they are not ready to be in a relationship. A partner that cheats is somebody that's deeply insecure within themselves, so they damn well should not be in a relationship if they're too insecure to even keep one partner. Number 4, if they cheat on you and you let it slide, they're gonna think it's okay to do it again. Number 5, you are gonna have resentment for this person forever. Number 6, you should be dating to marry. Now think, do you want the father of your children to be a cheater who's been inside of somebody else during your relationship? I don't think so. Number 6, you straight up deserve better. By staying with that person, you're constantly going to be questioning your self-esteem and self-worth, and you're probably going to go try to find reassurance elsewhere too. Number 7, by staying with this person, it's preventing you from finding your actual husband or wife. Number 8, your friends and family are always going to hate him. Even though your relationship shouldn't be on what your support system thinks, don't you want to be with somebody that your family and friends love? Number 9, their excuses are literally bullshit. They're going to come up with every single excuse in the book, but it's all such an invalid piece of shit excuse. And you guys, please do not fall for the drunk excuse. And number 10, it's simply just not meant to be. If this relationship were meant to be, that partner would not have cheated. Let me finish the rest off camera. And here's the final makeup look. Love you guys.
Should you give a second chance after somebody cheated on you? So let's talk about the different scenarios. The first one is when somebody cheated on you and you found out by yourself. So they didn't even tell you. So they decided for you that you are staying after what they've done. They didn't even give you an opportunity to choose for yourself. But let's talk about a different scenario where at least they had an audacity to tell you. And now you are thinking, maybe I should forgive them. So for the first few weeks, they will be on their best behavior because they will still feel guilty. And you will be so paranoid because every time they will receive a text or every time they will go to the bathroom, even for longer than usual, you will be so paranoid. You will be thinking, what are they doing there? And at first, while they still feel guilty, they will give you reassurance. But in a couple of months, while you are still working through your trust issues and through your trauma, they will start getting annoyed and they will make you a bad one in this relationship because you don't believe them, even though you shouldn't. You're over controlling, blah, blah, blah. You are bad. So now you thought that you were doing somebody a favor, but in reality, now they're twisting it and gaslighting you. Let's imagine that you're still staying with them and now you're married and you have kids. And this is where the biggest problem starts. Because the way I was raised, both of my parents were praising each other in front of me. And for me as a child, it gave me so much confidence because I was like, wow, both of my parents are so talented, so smart. Because it was easy for my parents to praise each other. But will you be able to praise your partner who cheated on you in front of your kids now? Like, will you be able to say that this is such an amazing man or amazing woman? Or will you not be able to do that? And if you are doing this, are you now lying to your children? And now this is the role model with who your children are growing up? Because in the moment when you're thinking that you will forgive a cheater, it might be just a short-term decision, right? But life is so unexpected and you don't know what are the ways of you getting trapped in there. So please be extremely careful and always assume that if you are making a decision, would you be okay with this choice, with your choice long term? What if you cannot take it back? Life is so dangerous when you're surrounded by people who can stab you in the back any moment. Imagine living with them in the same household and giving them access to your children. So that's why I don't believe in second chances.
I mean, not believing in second chances is a bit crazy because think of how many second chances she's taken in life. But I think it really does depend on whether you have a man or a woman who is willing to truly reassure you and, you know, work through it with you. But again, I do think it is different when a woman cheats versus when a man cheats. It just is different. So, yeah, I don't know. Someone said, personally, I couldn't stay with a woman after she cheated on me. In my opinion, it's simply a case of self-respect. Fair enough. I don't know if I could either. This is the thing. I say I couldn't now, but then if I had children, I probably would. Because it's a whole different kettle of fish then. Like, you have children who need both parents in the household, and if both parents aren't there, it can really set them up for failure in life. But then also, it depends if my husband is very abusive and, you know, ruins the family dynamic in the household with children involved, I probably would leave, you know, just because I know that it would be better for them to not have that constant fighting in the household if it was like that. But I don't know, it really depends on the circumstances.
You are not a weak individual for staying after there was an affair. For some reason, our society has decided to deem somebody weak and stupid for staying after their partner has had an affair. You're not weak or stupid. You're strong and courageous. Now, this doesn't mean that if somebody has to leave or chooses to leave after an affair, that that's wrong either. But if you choose to stay, especially if your spouse shows great remorse and their actions are telling you that they're willing to change and do the work, you're not weak. It is extremely hard, but to keep your family together and do the right thing for your children and possibly yourself and your spouse in the long term, that's real love. That's really hard, and you're not weak or stupid. Again, this is not to shame anybody who chooses to leave. And again, if there is multiple affairs and somebody is choosing not to be remorseful, if the betrayer is choosing to not show true remorse and doing the work that it takes to actually grow and change and work on the marriage and themselves individually, you're not wrong for leaving either. But there is no right and wrong when it comes to this stuff. And what an individual chooses to do is not wrong. Oftentimes our society or individuals who've never gone through it give advice and choose to tell others what to do. Or individuals who are highly bitter because of the things that they went through choose to project their issues onto others. If their spouse was a constant cheater and had high narcissistic traits, they say your spouse must have because they did similar things. That's not always the case. And in general, we have to stop judging others for their choices. Staying or leaving are both hard. There's that quote, it's hard to divorce, it's hard to stay. Choose your hard. Relationships in general are hard. But if you choose to stay and you're getting slack from people, just understand that you are courageous and you are strong and you are choosing real love, real family, and to be the bigger person. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I do think that, I mean, when my friend told me that she was cheated on by her partner, I was shocked. And my first response was to be like, leave him, But then I don't know, I just understood from a different perspective that, I mean, she chose to stay. And that's obviously, I can't judge. Like, who am I to judge? I'm not in that situation. I don't know how it feels. And so I, in that moment, decided not to judge and just to support. Because, like she's saying, both sides are really hard, whether you stay or whether you leave. Both sides are equally hard, I would say, because, you're staying in something that could hurt you, but you're choosing to fight and you're choosing to, trust again, which is so hard once your trust is broken and you're betrayed. And then if you leave, it's hard because you have familiarity there and you have something which is so comfortable and you love someone and you don't want to leave them. That's really hard to leave as well. So they're both equally as hard in my opinion, and I think the only thing you can do is to support someone who has gone through that and support them in any decision they make, really. Someone said, I agree that a different stance should be taken if you have children. I'm still young, so I haven't thought about it much, but in that situation the child must be the priority and not your feelings. Exactly. Once you choose to have children and both, you're both choosing to have a child, you both know what you're doing, you both know that that child now needs to come first, and that includes divorce or breaking up. How can women just babble for minutes and say the same thing 7 times? Could have been a 30-second video, but Blondie is just clucking. Okay.
Please don't feel ashamed or weak or stupid. Those of us who have reconciled understand and hear you. And many relationship experts understand and know that you can actually have a deeper, better relationship for staying. Sure, your relationship might not be the same, but it could be better in a different way because you're choosing.
Okay, let me just skip a little bit.
With a cheating spouse. When somebody comes into me and tells me that their spouse cheated on them, is my advice, oh, get a divorce, get a divorce. No, I have my theory, which is that you do everything that you possibly can to keep the marriage, but you have to face the problems. If you can't live with it, then you need to get a divorce.
Let's talk about cheating. There are several different responses you could have. My response may be different than yours. My suggestion for everyone, I don't even care what the situation is, that you tell that person to basically get their shit and get the fuck out of your house. Some people decide to stay, and I think that the reason for that, I mean, they do the counseling thing. I think the reason for that is they're afraid of the unknown, because the known, at least you know what you're getting. I mean, even if it's not a good thing you're getting, at least you know what you're getting. Some people stay for the kids, which I always say is like the worst reason to stay in any relationship. Never stay in a relationship because of the kids. So what I say is,
She's so wrong for that. Never stay in a relationship because of your kids. Seriously? That's the number one reason you should stay in a relationship. That's
in
crazy.
the Bible, God himself, the one who created the heavens and the earth, he created you, me, everyone. He even says, go. If you're in a marriage and there has been an affair, go. It says it in the Bible, beat or cheat, you go. So I don't know I feel like people will ask their friends or family, what should I do? What should I do? The smartest person who created all this says, go. I give you permission. And I guarantee you, you will have more blessings and a happier life when you actually leave that. I call it pretty much abuse, when someone's cheating on you. And don't take the excuse where it was an accident, that no one's ever slipped and fell into penetration. That just doesn't happen. There is a series of like consistent steps that get you there. I would even say that.
I'm now looking through on the internet trying to find somewhere in the Bible where it says that God tells you to leave if your partner cheats on you. I can't see anything which says that you should leave after you get cheated on. I mean, it says, so whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. Okay, so he sinned or she's sinned. Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. Okay, that's also not God telling you to leave, it's God telling you that he will judge you if you do cheat. So everything here seems to be saying that God is going to judge you, but it doesn't tell you to leave if you get cheated on. So I think what she's saying is incorrect, but I get where she's coming from, and I do believe that if a vow is broken, then you do have the right to leave. And obviously, cheating is breaking one of your vows. But I don't believe that God actually tells you to leave, or that you should leave. But yeah, you'll get definitely judged after you die.
First step. You know, if someone's like, oh, I think this person's cute. When you start hiding things, like that's where it should be like, all right, I'm cutting that person off. But some people go past that and that. So it's not a mistake. It is a series of decisions, a series of bad decisions. So, like I said, that's my view on it. And I always say this, the advice I give you guys is the same advice I would give my children. Like, you know, when you're ever going surgery or to the doctor, you know, and there's the big decision to make, sometimes I find myself saying, well, what would you tell your daughter? And they tell me, and it's like, that's the advice I go to. This is the advice I would give to my children. You leave and never look back. I'm not saying it'll be easy, but it's doable. And don't forget, I don't know if everyone knows, but I do one-on-one coaching. It's go to my Instagram, go to the link there. There's a link here in my TikTok, schedule a call. If you need to like get over that hump of like getting out of that relationship and you need help, you need some support,
one who keeps talking about
I got you. Because no one deserves that sort of treatment. That is
okay.
Be unintelligent. No disrespect. I know this video is going to reach a lot of people, but it's just evident, right? I don't believe in second chances. I believe in you are who you are. Most of the time, you are who you are. There are.
How is he wearing a cross and then he says he doesn't believe in second chances? I thought Christians are supposed to believe in second chances. What's this about?
Specific instances where, yes, it could truly be a mistake. But at the end of the day, cheating is 100% a choice. So if somebody decides to go out and do what they do, think about how many times they had the option to just say, you know what, no. So not only did they cheat on you, they also had the option not to many times on the way there and still decided to say no. So to me, if you look at it through that lens, that's enough second chances right there. That's like a second, third, and fourth chance right there. So if you're taking back dudes that cheat on you, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know.
Majority of the time when you catch your significant other cheating and you run to your friends, the advice they all tend to give you is leave that person. Break up with that person, divorce that person. But the reality of the situation is, are you ready to leave that person? Because at the heat of the moment, the first day and the second day, you're like, yeah, I'm going to leave this person because F them, they cheated. But once things start to cool down and you start looking at situations, sometimes you're not ready to leave the person. And the only advice you keep getting from your friends is leave them. But what are you supposed to do if you decide to stay to make sure you stay healthy and sane. This advice is for men and women. Now, if you choose to stay, of course, you're going to have all your friends. They're going to be like, you're stupid, you're dumb, she's going to do it again. But ultimately, you need to ask yourself, if they were in your shoes, would they follow their own advice? 90% of the time, no, they will not. They will stay. So what do we do if we decide to stay? Don't sit there and ask yourself if they're going to cheat again, if they're still talking to the other person, what is the other person doing? Let that go. You need to focus on yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to work on your inner healing during that time when you decide to stay. You know how when people go through a breakup, they have the bounce back body, the bounce back career, the bounce back everything? That's what you need to do if you decide to stay. Don't wait until the breakup to be that person. Do it now. Focus on yourself now. Love yourself now. Go to the gym. Work on face creams. Put on some scented lotion. Gentlemen, spray your favorite cologne all over. Start dressing up better for yourself. Because here's the thing, what's expected of you. You're expected to be going crazy and trying to get this person back and obsessing over this person and what they're doing is focusing on yourself to better. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to love and respect yourself. And either one, they're going to love and respect you and treat you better and never mess up again. Or two, you're going to love and respect yourself enough to walk away. This is the advice that we never get to hear. And this is the reason why when you decide to stay in a relationship after you catch this person hurting you, you tend to continue that same cycle. Let's break it and let's work on ourselves. Because self-love is a big deal.
Let me walk you through the mind of a person who has decided to stay after discovering infidelity, after discovering that their partner is having an affair. This person now has to have superhuman strength. They have to now process emotions that they want to run from, trying to process hurt and betrayal and disappointment and frustration.
Sorry, I'm just going to pause and read some of the comments. Yeah, don't believe I've seen. If he cheats or beats, you can go. She needs a new Bible. Yeah, it's true. God does not say people should divorce. The Bible says God hates divorce and that he only allows it in the case of adultery because people are hard-hearted, which means they refuse to forgive. Exactly. It's very hard to forgive that, though. And I think we as humans are designed that way. In order to protect ourselves. And I think God knew that, which is why, like you said, he did allow divorce in those cases where you do get cheated on, which is sad. But yeah, it really depends on the circumstances, like I said.
And disgust and resentment and anger and sadness. Just if you can think about that, that is exhausting to a person. It feels like you are losing your mind. But they also have to see you, the person that they once saw as attractive, as beautiful, the person that they once believed would not hurt them. They have to see you in a more positive light when they are truly disgusted by you. They have to process the things that they cannot process, the whens, the wheres, the whys, the hows, all of those questions that they know that they would probably never get the answers to. Now they have a developed fear of you possibly doing this again. What if you go back to this person? And when you're the person who has cheated, before you come in saying, I want you to heal, you need to forgive me, you decided to stay. You knew what you were signing up for. Before you say that, realize how distorted their reality is now. Realize how much it's going to take for them to truly forgive you and to truly move forward. That's not something that's going to happen in a day or a week. And you honestly don't have the right to really put a time period on it. Because if that's the case, then you made a choice as well. When you cheat, you hide it for a reason because you know when your partner finds out about it, it's going to hurt them. It's going to destroy them. You are not going to have the same person that you had before. So before you come in making these unrealistic demands and before you start being unreasonable, realize that you have possibly destroyed that person. That person can't eat. They can't sleep. They can barely navigate life. They can't get work done. They're constantly worrying about what it is that you're doing. There's no true resolve. Their mind just keeps going. Yeah. Love and history is one of the biggest blinders. And that's why most people stay in relationships to begin with. So think about that before you say you need to get over it.
Powerful. Very powerful video. Makes me think a lot because yeah, I didn't really think about these kinds of things before, to be honest. I don't really think about getting cheated on and what I would do. But yeah, I think if I had kids, I probably would stay, to be honest. But it would probably change me. I don't know if I could ever heal from it, and it may actually end the relationship just through me not being able to be the same person again and not being able to trust. I don't know. I don't know how it would work. Hasn't happened. Anyway, this video is called "Woman Friend Zones Man, then ... Doesn't tell you what happens then. Let me just read one more comment. I think if I ever cheated, I wouldn't tell. That's just saying, here, take half my guilt. No, you just sit with that shit and fix yourself. You deserve the guilt and need to use it to change. I think you should tell personally. I think that if you are in a relationship, you need to be honest with your partner at all times. And if you've done something which is, I think you'll have double the guilt if you don't tell. And it may end up making you a different man, and she'll notice. You know, women are really switched on to those kinds of things. They notice a change in energy very quickly. And then she'll just be like, why is this happening? And she'll just keep questioning you until you get so tired of it that you'll just tell her. I think the truth always comes out eventually. So even if you don't tell her, she'll find out. So she might as well find out from you. And then you're more likely to be forgiven. Anyway, let's go.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. Well, that was awkward. She really thought he was talking to her.
Rate her from 1 to 10. What's your name?
SU. Hennessy.
You can tell you're alcoholic. 0. Next. Damn.
That's not wrong.
Wait, what? He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not doing it properly. He's not playing. He's just saying 0, 0. That's not how you.
Why are you hurt?
I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt.
Which is always be hurt.
Nah, she was clearly hurt by the way she brought it up. On to the next one.
Spin around, turn around. He wants you to spin around. Turn around again. One more time. One more time.
Damn, he really baited her into thinking he was all for it, and then hit her with the cold rejection.
Let's just use you for an example, because you said your body count. So you said 360, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each of those 360 guys, did they actually deserve your...
Yes.
Oh, you got some nerve.
How in the world does one manage to do it with 360 people? Must be for the streets.
Hey, Morgan, since it's so close to Christmas,
Must be a prostitute.
I figured I'd buy one of us an early Christmas gift, okay? So either I get myself a gaming controller, or you a spa day.
Ooh.
So you just have to pick A or B.
Okay, a spa day.
Okay,
I
so
just have to pick A or B.
A
I can
or
pick
B.
if you get a controller or if I get a spa day.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick A.
A?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You're
Ready to
locking
go.
it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a gaming controller.
Oh.
Do you think she'll fall for it again tomorrow?
That's like that's like democracy. That's a good depiction of democracy in this day and age. They pretend to give you options. They pretend to, give you the choice of who you want. And then it's just always pre-decided. And they decide before you even get the choice to vote, I think.
Getting his gaming controller no matter what. She shouldn't have fallen for that one so easily.
Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10.
I give you about 4.
A 4? What would make me a 9?
What would make you a 9?
Do you want more clothes?
Bigger.
Hey, yo, what the?
Gotta love this humor. No way she's getting mad at him for this funny answer.
Hey, excuse me, guys. You two married?
Yeah, why?
How much for your wife?
What?
I got $10,000. How much?
So sorry, no, man.
Come on, look, it's real. Check it. $10,000 one night with your wife.
$2,000.
How about 100 grand? Check it out. 100 grand one night with your wife.
Babe, listen. All right, so.
Check it. Make sure it's real. 100 grand one night with your wife. Hold it up. Yeah, look.
I think it's smart. It's smart.
It's a bad business decision not to.
Wow.
Guys.
100. Come on. How about I'll bring her back here by 8 a.m.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Done.
Oh man.
100 grand.
No amount of money should make you give your wife away. That's crazy to me. And it's another thing of, Satan testing people. And the right decision would be to say no amount of money will pay for my wife. We're married through God, and I am not going to break my vow to my wife and to God. But no, he's a weak man, and he submits to Satan's temptation.
I'm happy you made that decision. Thanks.
Let's go.
Appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good.
I guess this is what we call a male gold digger, but come on now, hard to pass up 100 grand.
What the you doing? What the you doing?
Guys, is there any amount of money that you would sell your wife for to a man for one night? Let me know.
What the you doing?
Hey, let's thank this man for exposing this catfish. One down, millions more to go.
What's the biggest lie you ever told? You know came up in her ass. She already knows which one. That body count? hey.
It's cap if they say times it by 3. That's some
Real
times it by 5.
The lesson to be learned here is if she's lying about her body count, run for the hills.
Wow.
Oh, Pop, I love what you've done with your hair. Do you? Yeah, it looks really nice. Really? Can I touch it?
I killed it.
Oh, amazing. Wow.
That's really mean.
No, look.
Baby, I don't have. No! Mustache or a beard.
You look beautiful.
Do I have a beard?
No, you don't have a beard.
I just finished it.
You just, oh, is that the painting?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think?
It-
I know it's not amazing, but I thought I'd do it because it was fun.
No, honestly, it looks like the painting that I painted back in primary school. It looks really good.
He's so mean. Why is he being so mean? I'd be so sad.
That's really mean.
No, it's not mean, I'm saying it's good.
Why is he horrible to her? She seems so nice, and he's just being horrible to her. I feel really upset on her behalf.
You're saying it looks like a kid's drawing.
No, I'm saying that you're at that standard.
What? What, a 5-year-old?
That's really good. Honestly, we're going to put that up on the... We'll put that up on the fridge.
You usually love my paintings.
I love your paintings.
But you don't love this one. You said it was like...
I love that one. I promise I love it.
He's one lucky guy that his girl is okay with those jokes, because he's definitely sitting on some thin ice after this video.
Here's my 60-second divorce story. I was married when I was 21 and divorced when I was 45. Wow. And did not want a divorce, wanted to stay married, very much so. I felt like I did everything I knew how to do in my power. That does not mean I was perfect in any way, shape, or form. It just means I fought really hard. And I
Someone said, nope, only way another guy is getting a night with my wife is when I'm dead. Fair enough.
did all the things I knew how to do, and I still stayed in the marriage long after I think I probably should have left. But one day my ex-husband took me, it was my husband then, took me to a Mexican restaurant. We were sitting there eating and having a good time, and he told me that he was only in the marriage for our daughter. And I said, are you saying you don't love me? And he said, I'll tell you again, I'm only here for our daughter. That was the day I knew that no matter what I did, I was never going to have a happy marriage. And that was the day I chose to leave.
You really can't blame her for wanting to leave after that. I can't imagine how heartbreaking this must be to hear.
It's one thing choosing to work on a relationship or marriage with your partner because of children, but still having that love there and still doing it, for love as well. And then it's a whole nother thing, literally just being in it because of your children and having no love there. And when she asked, if he loves her, what he should have said is yes, but only if he really truly did love her a bit, even just a little bit. But he didn't. He just, again, told her that he doesn't, pretty much, through repeating himself. So at that point, yeah, I think I'd leave as well. Is that Cardi B?
I do think that she's probably the worst thing that could be out there for young women. No man of any value that's ever going to provide and protect for a woman is ever going to accept a woman speaking like that off the rip. That's her lyrics aside. She's teaching young women that lashing out like that and being distasteful is the way to be, and that could not be further from the truth. She might be able to get away with it because of who she is, but she's teaching the normal woman that that's a way to act, and that's going to be a situation that's going to land that young woman on the streets.
Yeah, Cardi B is not it, and the scary thing is the amount of young girls who seem to praise her for no reason.
In 5 seconds, I want you to solve this problem. Okay. What is 12 plus 11?
It's 2... 13.
What? Go your victory, baby. You did that,
This is so embarrassing.
That's what I'm talking about.
12 plus 11 is definitely 13.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't make RIP Kevin Samuels. Long live Kevin Samuels.
I've seen some dumb answers from people, but this one might just take the cake.
These platforms that are literally ruining men, homie. Not only men, but they're ruining women too. Literally out here watching your dream woman get by another homie. How is that not supposed to your mind? You are releasing dopamine in a negative sense. Sitting there, you know, and I realized after a time that it is an addiction, homie. So many men out here are addicted to sitting and watching this. You need to stop now before it is too late. It is not easy, homie, but I promise you your whole entire life will get better when you stop watching this. Get up and put that work in, homie. The gym is waiting for you. Your future business is waiting on you. Your future is on the line, homie. So many men sit and waste so much time staying cold.
The thing is, it's only getting worse as technology progresses. Think of what it'll be like in 20 years from now.
She going for a steal. Who you stealing? Who you walking up on? Boom!
Too much dip on your shit.
Hello! Hey, it's on him. It's on him to choose, though. Look, gang, she walked up on you, but you already had Candy, so who you want? What you doing?
You choose to go ahead and pick her.
He's scared of her.
Whoa!
She belongs to the street.
She belongs to the street.
She already got a match, but she said she want to steal.
She belongs to the street.
Again. Y'all been picky.
Go ahead. How you feeling?
She want to steal. Hold up. What the?
Could have served and told you it was that.
It's about to go down.
Hey!
Yes, I did.
Quiet down. Y'all having no motion on this side. Hey, 2 people just try to steal that stuff. What?
This show is so bad.
Boy, hey, you having you a good night,
Very
son.
shallow.
You having you a good night, son. You having you a good night. On my mama, you is. Which one you want? Which one you want? Right here, 1, 2. Which one you want? Or you want both of them?
Both of them, man.
Hard place. Who you want? Walk with her right now.
Damn, man. I'm gonna have to stay beside him, man.
Dang, bro was just casually standing there as the woman flocked to him like a bunch of birds.
I have some bad news. You're Delulu.
What? I've been sane my entire life. How could this happen?
It's tough to say. Are you currently dating?
Yes, my boyfriend. Well, he says we're technically not dating, but I mean, it's been 6 months, so he's probably gonna ask me soon.
It's way worse than I thought. You're completely Delulu.
No! Is there a Salulu?
Yes. Come to terms with the fact that your boyfriend is never actually going to date you.
The doctor, we hang out all the time.
Between the hours of 1 a.m. and 6 a.m.?
Yeah?
And tell me, have you ever met any of his friends?
No, he just likes to hang out with the boys. I would ruin it.
Right. And when you eat dinner, do you go out to a nice restaurant or order in?
Well, he likes Uber Eats. It's convenient.
Oh, God. Do you hear all this Delulu talk? You're clearly just a to him.
Oh my God, you're right.
Ugh.
Oh, doctor, please, can you help me?
I'm gonna prescribe you with some self-respect. Take it twice a day. Once in the morning with some motivational Instagram memes, once in the evening with a podcast.
Thank you, Doc. I am about to be a brand new woman, and then he's gonna beg me to be his girlfriend.
Yeah, you might want to bump up that prescription to 3 times a day.
We are gonna need way more of these delusional diagnosers in the world.
Women are the prize. That's what the people get.
Well, wait, hold on. If high value men are rare, why wouldn't the high value man be the prize?
They're not the prize, because what was there?
There's less of them to go around.
The man.
They're more rare.
Yeah, where are they? I've been searching.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would make them a prize. A diamond is a prize because it's rare.
No. The women are the prize because women, they gotta, you know what I mean? The world go around. A man gotta.
So a woman,
makes the whole entire world go round.
Okay, if all the men in the world were gay, how would have power?
I really hope they were, because at this point, what's going on?
She's living in straight delusionalville and isn't even clocking it.
My 20-year-old son doesn't date. His friends don't date. My friends' kids don't date. What is going on? When I was in my late teens and early 20s, life for my friends and me revolved around meeting girls. My son and his friends, who are athletic and outgoing, don't seem to put a lot of emphasis on dating. They play a lot of online video games and have boys outings. Once in a while, one will hook up with a random girl they meet on an app. Rarely does one have a girlfriend. This seems to be the norm for my friends' kids too. What is going on? Guys, what are you guys seeing? What are you hearing? Is this true in your life as well? Are you seeing this as well? Because I've seen multiple posts like this pop up, and a lot of the comments are saying that they're seeing this happen a lot. So, are a lot of men just walking away from the game?
Probably because over the years we've realized that young love just doesn't last.
So this is my friend McKinley. What do you think about her?
Whoa, that's like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
What would you do if she was here?
Ask her for her number or something?
Well, she's here.
Wait, that's her?
Yeah.
You look nothing like you do in that picture.
What the hell? That's so rude. What do you mean?
What do you mean? I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm good. Thanks though.
I mean, what else is he gonna say? Catfishing someone is so evil. How could one be happy?
You marry them in their low 20s, then something happens around that mid-30s mark. It's amazing how we all have the same thing happen, right? Like, I married my ex-wife when she was 24, and then right when she turned 30, all the went down. All of a sudden, she was saying, there's got to be more to life than being a wife and a mother. And I'm here to tell you right now, folks, guys, if she starts talking like this, if she starts saying stuff like that, get the out. Like, leave or kick her out or whatever you got to do. Just end the relationship and move on. Because this is all code for, I missed being single through my 20s and I never really got to have a phase. So maybe I should go have a phase. Who cares if I destroy a family or multiple families because I end up getting with multiple married men? Who cares if my kids never get to see me again, or rarely get to see me at all? Who cares if the father doesn't get to see his kids, and while I'm just basically leaving the kids with grandma, grandpa, or my sister, or whoever? Who cares, because I'm happy, right? Short term, I get to be happy. I get to wake up in another guy's bed every other day with a different man. And it's gonna be fun. I deserve this. I did all the things that I was supposed to do when I was young. I deserve to have some me time. Amazing.
If she's regretting her young decisions in her 30s, it's too late. Let her try it for herself and see what happens.
Congratulations, you're a man. Your problems are your problems. Her problems are your problems. Your money is y'all money. Her money is her money. Her issues are your issues. Your issues are your issues. Her concerns are your concerns, and your concerns are your concerns. Your success is y'all's success. Her success is her success. You understand? Congratulations, you're a man.
It really should not be like this. Everything should be half and half when you're in a relationship. Think of it as having a partner in crime.
So, I'm going to get your reactions today to girl maths.
I've been saying this the whole time, we're going to get cancelled.
If I buy something from the shops, let's say I've spent $50, then I return it, I've actually made $50.
You made a fool of yourself.
I have to buy the clearance items, otherwise I'm actually losing money.
Depends if you need it.
I agree, because I'm a shopaholic.
You need to buy two so you make it more valuable.
I've got $50 worth of stuff in my cart. I actually need to spend $70 to get free shipping, so I'm going to buy $20 more.
How much is
it? Shipping is $10.
Yeah. Yes.
If I pay with cash, it's free.
Yes.
Cash is key.
Yes.
So I'm going to a concert. I've paid for the tickets months in advance. On the day, it was technically free to me.
Yep. No. Go for it. Can't remember when you paid. Nah, it's not free.
Alright, you go to pay for something and it actually scans cheaper. You've made money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But don't you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Anything under $5 is free.
Nah, it's rubbish. Nah.
$20 looks cheaper than $18.
When a group of accountants react to girl math, you know it's gonna be a good one.
Tommy,
I found out what you guys did last night. Derek told me that you forced him to go out. You have to stop. He has a family. What are you doing?
I was gonna say, dude, please stop making me go out with you. I don't have fun. I have a family at home and they love me. I want to be with them.
Right.
All right?
Okay. No more, Tom.
What else? Tell him lose my number.
I could have seen that one coming from the very beginning. He did not seem to be on the same page as her at all.
I'm waiting to see my friends. What time do you expect me to be back?
No time. Just go and have fun.
Someone said I'm back. Just went to have some raw milk. Nice. I need to buy some raw milk. I really miss it. Haven't had it for like a while. Let me see. Shane Nolan says, "Hey, Nazarene, didn't receive a notification." I'm sorry, I don't know why. But I think people aren't receiving notifications for today, which is weird. But glad to have you here now. Then there's a conversation about gravity. Interesting. And anything else? No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, go.
So if I come at 1 a.m., it's fine?
No, you can't come at 1 a.m.
But you said go and have fun. Be free.
Come before late.
And what's late?
Late.
Well, my late is 1 a.m., so...
Yes, but you go in a way that I'll have time for myself. But
Are you trying to say I didn't give you time for yourself?
I'm not saying you don't give me time for myself. I just said go in a way that I'll have time for myself. But don't go, like beyond.
Beyond what?
If you go beyond and I start missing you, I'll disturb you. But you go in a way that I'll have time for myself.
That's kind of cute.
Okay. So,
you understand?
Yeah.
Ah, good.
Kind of.
But you go. You're wasting time. Why are you still here? You should be going by now.
If he wants time for himself and you can sense it, give him his time. Everybody needs their own time to themselves.
Which one do you like?
Okay, I will go for...
I really hate this show
let's
so
see.
much.
Okay. Can you put off your glasses, please? Remove it, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, can you remove your glasses as well? Okay. Okay, I know. Okay. I will choose you. Yeah?
Would you like to match or would you like Richard?
No.
Right when he took off the glasses, she knew her choice, but she wasn't expecting that response though.
What do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like a 7.
A 7?
I don't know. Yeah.
Being generous, okay. Well, we're gonna find out if that's true. There's this AI software that you take a selfie and then it rates you.
I've seen this.
Alright, here you go.
Okay.
Take a good one. Chat, close your eyes. What do you think it's gonna give you?
I don't know. I've seen these give people 2s, and it's rude.
Nah, it gave you a 5.1. Is that bad?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Whatever. I wouldn't rate you a 5.1.
Thanks.
Wait, let me see. I would give you a 4.
Damn, he had her fooled so hard. The look on her face by the end describes everything.
I passed this because she got some old lady legs or something. I don't know. It's like she young, but she look old down there.
The way he said that with a straight face is pure comedy.
Why is it always broke men who are so concerned about gold diggers?
Why is it always insecure women that consider themselves feminists? Is it perhaps because they don't want to take accountability over the shortcomings in their life and they find it more convenient to adopt a victimhood mindset and blame everyone and everything else?
And just like that, she was silenced by the truth.
But that's life though. Life is tough.
Okay, you asked me what kind of guy I like. I like nice guys. I like someone who's really sweet to me, who I can have a nice... I would love a nice best friend for life.
Yeah, lovely meeting you, yeah?
Oh, nah.
For the next one, yeah.
Do I go now?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah, no hard feelings. Thank you.
My mom's watching.
Mom's watching.
Like, let's be honest, you boys got what I meant, innit? Look at me.
Look at her!
What did she expect? She friend-zoned him right after saying she's looking for a best friend. No high-value man is gonna want this. Glad to see the king stand up from his throne and walk away. You guys have made it to the end. Like and subscribe to prove you're an alpha.
Guys, I think that was a little bit harsh. I think she meant like best friend as in, you know, partner, husband, best friend. I think that's what she was talking about. I think it's good to be best friends with your husband or wife. You know? That's nice. Obviously have other friends as well. Other best friends, but I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. Anyway. I don't think he got what she was getting at. But guys, we've come to the last video of the night. Let me just look at the comments and see if there's anything I missed. Not your fault. I also didn't. So yeah, people aren't getting notifications for my videos anymore apparently. YouTube playing up again. YouTube is working fine for me. Okay, so you did get a notification. Cool. Okay, well, like I said, we've come to the last video today. And this one is about a very, very different topic. People dying at staggering rates. Now the media admit it. So amazing. People are dying left, right, and centre. I'm seeing it all around me. I look around me, people are dying, dropping dead like flies. And for some reason, this was being ignored by the mainstream media, even though, you know, the virus deaths were all over it. But for some reason, when people are dying and no one knows the reason why, mainstream media does not report on it. They just ignore it. So, let's take a look.
The largest ever multi-country COVID study has revealed, get this, that potentially vaccines cause adverse events. Does this mean that the truth about vaccines is beginning to permeate even the mainstream media? Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining us on our voyage to truth and freedom. Remember, you can support our content by becoming an Awakening. You can join us, join our movement. For surely now more than ever, it's become evident that people that once existed on the periphery with marginal views were in fact the adults in the room. Those of you that were saying, have they had enough time to conduct these clinical trials? Are you sure there's not adverse events? Does natural immunity suddenly mean nothing? Are you supposed to vaccinate in the middle of a pandemic? All of those questions that sort of sounded reasonable at the time have now been officially deemed reasonable as a result of the largest ever multinational study that has revealed, as you already know, not as a result of this study because you knew already, that vaccines cause adverse events. I wonder though, given some of the connections and funders of this study, whether this is damage limitation or how this will play out, because the CDC are involved in this study, Pfizer are involved in this study. So I'd love to know in the comments what you think is happening strategically. Is it that there's been such a swell of information from independent media, from radical renegade, Harvard and Stanford scientists, that now the truth is unignorable and unavoidable? Let's get into it.
It's a question so many people have wondered. Does the COVID-19 vaccine have an impact on my health?
Yeah, so many people have wondered, making it out. It's like, oh, they're men on the moon. I do wonder sometimes, did we actually go to the moon? I mean, that flag looks strange. Is there more than one light source? And now we're like at the point of acknowledging that people are going, excuse me, I had a bloody heart attack. I was a world-class athlete. Now I can't stand up straight. My face hurts. My lip isn't moving properly. Many people have wondered if they're being lied to on an unprecedented scale. Here's the news. You were.
Now, the largest COVID study ever conducted is providing some answers. A link between the vaccine and heart and brain disorders has been uncovered.
Oh, bloody hell. Armageddon, the apocalypse. Ooh. What's interesting, and what will be interesting, is how this is seeded into the mainstream, how it is mitigated, and how it's offered as a kind of palliative, when really what I'd like to see at this point is world leaders and Albert Bourla coming out and sort of standing with their hands crossed in front of their reproductive organs, saying, I'm very, very sorry we lied on a massive scale about this product. What they'll do is, I suppose, minimize this and use this as an example of transparency, but this is not an example of transparency. This is an example of what has had to happen as a result of constant pressure and the ongoing inevitable revelation of a medication that's this controversial and has had this degree of negative impact. If this could have been avoided, it would have been avoided, but it couldn't be avoided, and you participated in that, so well done.
Yeah, researchers with Global COVID Vaccine Safety Project reached this conclusion after collecting data from nearly 100 million people across 8 different countries. Today I spoke with a local medical expert who says the COVID vaccine still outweighs the risks.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So we also talked to everyday people about their attitude toward getting the shot.
I'm going through a lot of mental and physical things now after, and it wasn't like that before.
Elizabeth Foster says she questions if the COVID-19 vaccine she took in 2020 has anything to do with the decline she says she's experiencing in her health.
Let's for a moment pause and acknowledge that now you can have someone on the news saying, I'm worried that this vaccine's giving me headaches and making me feel not very well. Because it's not that long ago that actual news anchors went, you should be shamed if you ask questions about this vaccine.
I think we have to stop coddling people when it comes to this and the vaccine, saying, oh, you can't shame them, you can't call them stupid, you can't call them silly. Yes, they are.
Oh, seems that you've changed your perspective. Now let's remember their tone and their temperament during the pandemic period. People were hysterical and ridiculous. It's irresponsible. You shouldn't be allowed to say that. Or whole companies were employed to censor information online. Experts telling the truth, trying to pre-warn us. Oh, excuse me, this could cause heart disease. You don't use spike proteins in this way. Excuse me, I actually invented this process and this isn't how I intended it for you. Shut up. You are all hysterical vaccine deniers. You are killing people's grandmothers. Many of you will have seen the British Prime Minister and former Moderna investor Rishi Sunak pilloried on a TV news programme by someone who themselves said that they're suffering from vaccine injury. It seems that the evidence is mounting at such a rate that it's become unignorable. I spoke recently with Pierre Corey, and you can see that interview in full on our channel, who was one of the people who very early on in this pandemic period raised the alarm about the nature of these treatments. This information has been available for some time. I'm fascinated to see how this is going to play out now that it's permeating these spaces.
Foster's still digesting the new data released by the Global COVID Vaccine Safety Project, which studied nearly 100 million vaccinated individuals across 8 countries. The report specifically looked at the adverse effects of the Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca vaccines, finding the following. The study links vaccines to slight increases in neurological, blood, and heart-related conditions like myocarditis, pericarditis, and Guillain-Barré syndrome.
What I suspect is happening here is that there has become increasing cynicism about vaccines more broadly, and perhaps the medical establishment and pharmaceutical industry as a whole, and that a measure has had to be undertaken in order to mitigate unprecedented cynicism. Because prior, if you recall, to the pandemic, companies like Pfizer were regarded with a good deal of suspicion. We're coming off the back of the opioid crisis that revealed that pharmaceutical companies, and in particular Purdue Pharma, put their profits ahead of the well-being and welfare of their customers, were willing to influence, bias, manipulate physicians in order to prescribe medications that they knew were dangerous. That showed us a template that we could have observed at the beginning of this pandemic. Now that template appears to have been repeated, if not to such an extreme degree, I would say this is a strategy to manage the growing and, I would say, warranted mistrust of an entire industry.
It's going to be just like the thalidomide scandal, which was the medication they gave to pregnant women to try and stop their morning sickness. And then it resulted in thousands of babies being born without any limbs, being born, stillborn. It was awful. And, at first they didn't come out and say, look, this medication's causing this. They just slowly began to say, well, it could have caused this. We're looking into it. We're doing some research into it. And then it came out years later, oh, actually, this was the cause of it. They can't just say immediately, oh, yeah, this, injection is definitely causing this. So they're slowly beginning to say, well, they're drip feeding you and slowly releasing the information very, very slowly so that you don't have time, or that you have time to process it and you don't react. They don't want you to react to this. They want to keep it in. So Wow.
I think what this study confirmed is pretty much what other smaller studies have said in the past, and that's the following. Number one, vaccines have risks. I think only a fool would say vaccines don't have risks.
Where was that kind of reasoned, balanced conversation at the time? Forgive me if I seem hyperbolic and outraged and evangelical. It simply disgusts me to a degree to see this information now framed in the spaces that were so obedient and compliant and propagandizing during that period, and who contributed to whatever number it was, and stay tuned, that were detrimentally affected by the propaganda and the unwillingness to have open discourse at the time when it was most relevant.
Dr. Jonathan Cantor, who's an adjunct scholar at the Penn Center for Clinical Epidemiology and Biostatistics, reviewed the study. Cantor says the new research shouldn't erode anyone's trust in the vaccine, but instead prompt them to think about their own personal medical condition.
Oh, think about your own personal. Do you remember how many times you watched dancing, vaccines, musical numbers? This isn't about you. You're socially irresponsible. And when people went, has it been clinically trialed for transmission? You're a conspiracy theorist. Now, where they're getting to is where we were like 2 or 3 years ago. Yep. So you stay where you are now, because they'll get here.
And their own need for protection. What do you say to those folks who might have said, hey, we knew the vaccine was dangerous all along? Now here's the proof.
There's no such thing as a drug that has an effect without a side effect. So everything has potential risk. The problem is, what is the risk of the thing that you are trying to prevent? And that's where it comes into play. So for example, if you have for parents, right, if you've got a healthy 3-year-old who's had COVID 4 times already, well, then I'd say, I don't know what the benefit is that you're going to get from getting that vaccine today.
Actually, an even bigger principle than a child that may have natural immunity is this principle: open, reasoned conversation, bodily autonomy, free will, personal sovereignty, open-mindedness, a communal space of mutual trust and mutual respect, instead of propaganda, condemnation, shaming, supporting the agenda of the pharmaceutical industry, taking advantage of an opportunity to assert authoritarianism when it appears now it was not legitimate and it was incorrect. So even though it seems perfectly reasoned now to say, well, if a child's already had it and children aren't dying of COVID, what would be the point? That's what everybody was saying. What they're trying to frame this as now is, oh, there's a small risk of a whole bunch of stuff that people were talking about for ages. But in general, all vaccines, it almost goes without saying. It certainly did go without saying. I remember what they were saying, and more importantly, what they were singing and dancing and propagandizing. And I remember, more importantly, what they were extracting. True information was censored. So it's not like, oh, now we've had a little bit of time, we've done some studies, there may have been a few innocent mishaps along the way. Why did you need legal indemnity at the advent of this then? Why was so much money spent on organisations like Logically AI and various others censoring public voices that were outspoken on this subject? Mostly, certainly speaking for myself, simply regarding personal sovereignty, bodily autonomy, open conversation, legitimate experts from across the spectrum of opinion being incorporated into the broader narrative, given that we're demanding unprecedented measures. You can't pretend now all this ever was a few innocent hiccups along the way, as to be expected. All medicines have side effects. I don't think so. So in a sense, even this study is like, and now for the international gaslighting study that will reveal small mitigating conditions, without acknowledging the phenomenal thing that's just taken place.
But if you tell me that you've got a 84-year-old in a nursing home that somehow came out of a time machine and is now entering the world in 2024 and has never had a COVID vaccine.
Well, I think actually we've got some bigger questions now. How does that time machine work? And can we use that to go right back to 2019 and say, right, you're going to hear some crazy stuff now, but just remember these principles: bodily autonomy, personal sovereignty, clinical data. Let's have a look at when some of these things were patented, by the way. Could you tell us everything you know about dual-use research? What the hell's been going on in Wuhan? Has Anthony Fauci ever been involved in any business dealings with the EcoHealth Alliance and DARPA? Seeing how we're being so open and seeing how we've got a time machine, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Well, for that person, I'd say, well, then we really have to think about whether a COVID vaccine makes sense for them.
And as you heard Dr. Cantor, they're saying, his biggest takeaway, and mine too after doing the story, was that, you have to look at your own personal risk and whether or not you have any contributing factors that could lead to, really? Some kind of complications.
But I'm sure there are a lot of you who listen to that story. Like me, I'm sitting there going, what has happened over the past couple of years?
Yep.
I had the COVID shot, I had COVID, and then dealt with pericarditis like just this past Christmas. So I never had heart problems before, so I wonder.
Right.
Now I'm going to be doing some more research to figure out what in the world.
Yeah. Don't do your own research. That would make you a conspiracy theorist.
Guys, did you hear that? That was on TV. I can't believe this. But the thing is, there are so many people who are having the same thought. They're like, I didn't have heart issues before I had this. Why am I suddenly having them now? And they're going to watch this and be like, wait a minute, I have heart issues too. What's going on? Is it because of the injection I had? This is amazing. This is seriously amazing. I can't lie. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed this would ever happen. I thought they were going to hide it forever. I mean, I know the truth always comes out, but I thought they'd hide it for as long as they possibly can. But it seems they can't hide it anymore. It's already coming out, which is amazing. Let me see what the comments are saying. So, I am shocked. Sarcastic. I have a feeling they still downplay it. Absolutely. Did you see Penny Mordaunt? I don't know who that is. Dismiss it as a conspiracy theory. What does she think is happening then? Exactly. If it's a conspiracy theory, what is the reason as to why literally tens of thousands of people are dying every single week? And that's just in the UK, I think. Someone said, 2020 we were lied to, what a joke, never trust WHO. Exactly, guys, do not trust the WHO ever. And they're going to try and take over the world, and don't trust them then. There's that downplaying, didn't take long. Yep, exactly. Penny, i.e. good in Parliament. Don't know who Penny is. Nazarene is so classy looking and sounding, love it. Thank you. Russell talks some decent stuff, but he's got a habit of waffling. Does he? Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of like his waffling. I'm so glad I followed Nazarene as she has opened my eyes about the vaccines. Wow. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm really glad because I have put so much work into this. I've literally lost pretty much all of my friends except for one, which is amazing. I lost literally all of my friends except for one. So, but I've made so many more, so it's fine. And I've made much better friends than I had before, so it's okay. But I have put a lot on the line to talk about this, and I'm really happy that it's paid off. I read they are work on ones that spread by contact. They're working on ones that spread by contact? Like a virus and don't require consent. Okay, so you mean like vaccine shedding? Because that already happens, so interesting. I wonder if flu shots are low and they see the writing on the wall with injection hesitancy, so now they're doing damage control. For sure, because they're realising they're losing more money than they're gaining from the lies they've peddled. And so they're having to tell the truth now. Which is brilliant for us, but obviously it's a bit too late, to be honest, because people have already been hurt and killed by it. Anyway. Purdue has form with opioids. Don't know what that means. He's right. I clashed and fell out with my family because I was saying the MSM was an echo chamber, was driving me mad over the lockdowns. Yes. I think a lot of people fell out with their family members, so it's awful. It really is awful. But it kind of shows that, you know, those people are not meant to be in your life. The way he speaks, man, it's funny. I swear he grew up eating thesauruses. I think, isn't the plural of thesaurus thesauri? I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, for sure. Where am I? Oh, here. I remember the late Queen took the injections. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she did. She may have pretended. I don't know. I think, why would they not tell the Queen not to take it? I don't know. I feel like she didn't really, but who knows? My 87-year-old grandma never had the vax and she's going strong. Wow, I'm so happy to hear that, Phoebe. God bless your grandma. She knew what she was doing. Oh, someone else said, God bless your grandma. Your grandma's been blessed twice. There you go. Shane Nolan said she's a member of Parliament, Conservative Party. I see. Okay, that's who Penny is. Yes, I'm sorry, friends, over the injection. Wow. Yeah, exactly. not good friends then, are they?
Broadcast that research, because if that information is true, it will be regarded as malinformation. Next week on News, Joy is unable to join us today because she mysteriously died of being, well, a little too obedient. How astonishing to watch the actual news reach the point that a lot of people are at the very beginning. Personal autonomy, diligent inquiry, good-hearted in every sense of the word, open-mindedness, and clarity of communication. Instead, if you remember what we got is Albert Baller on shows that were sort of vaguely like The View, being celebrated as if he was Justin Bieber with a syringe instead of a winky woo.
And it's always good to check with your general practitioner, check with your doctor.
Really?
These are the
Check with the people that gave you heart conditions if you should carry on putting something into your body that might give you heart conditions. Yeah? Trust them again. Just, I don't know, build that trust back.
questions and conversations that you need to have.
Oh, what? Conversations with your doctor?
Look how she's looking at him whilst... Look how she's looking at him whilst she's saying it. Look at her face.
Good to check with your general practitioner, check with your doctor. These are the questions and conversations that you need to have.
Oh, what? Conversations with your doctor? How many doctors were struck up? I met two this week. Dr. Pierre Corey, Meryl Nass, physicians that were like, oh, I'm not sure that that's the right thing. You're a lunatic, you get out. Oh, what on earth? What's going on?
When you need to decide whether or not you want to get the COVID-19 shot, or any vaccine for that matter, based on your own personal health.
Great story. Thanks, Tarek.
That was amazing.
True
the news
story.
finally catches up. Also, what's the point in keep funding Ukraine against a country that's got nuclear weapons? And why would they blow up their own pipeline? And it just doesn't make sense that that bullet would bounce around like that before killing JFK. Shut, that's enough. That is enough news. Here's a bit more information on that study. A new study on COVID-19 vaccines that looked at nearly 100 million vaccinated individuals affirmed the vaccines previously observed links to increased risks for certain adverse effects, including myocarditis and Guillain-Barré syndrome. They confirmed that the shots made by Pfizer, Moderna and AstraZeneca are linked to significantly higher risk of 5 medical conditions, including a nerve-wasting condition that leaves people struggling to walk or think. But otherwise, okay. What are the side effects? You may not be able to walk or think, but that cough that people have been getting, you don't need to ever worry about that or think about it or anything again. Now just get out of the office. I can't.
They say that, but you still get the virus, so what is the point? There is not even a benefit.
But the study also warned of several other disorders. Oh, not just walking and thinking. Several other disorders that they said warranted further investigation, including the links between a brain swelling condition and Moderna's shot. Good news, everyone. Among their discoveries was a 2-fold increase in the risk of a neurological condition known as Guillain-Barré syndrome, an autoimmune disorder in which the immune system attacks the body's peripheral nervous system, leading to damage of the protective casing around the nerve cells. While it cannot be proven that the vaccine caused these events, there is some evidence the vaccine triggers the immune system to attack its own nerves. The vaccine didn't cause it. The vaccine was simply an innocent bystander while the nervous system turned on itself. The bastard. That'll be all that non-thinking. You should think before you walk. Okay. Meanwhile, the study also confirmed a 3-fold higher risk for a type of heart inflammation called myocarditis.
I can't believe this.
I've heard of that. Myocarditis was seen most commonly in young men. It's believed to be related to immune response triggered by the mRNA vaccines by Pfizer and Moderna, which work by instructing cells to produce the same protein that sits atop the coronavirus. There was a greater than 3.7 times risk of a condition called acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, or, thankfully, ADEM, which causes swelling in the brain and spinal cord that damages the protective covering of nerve fibers in the brain and spinal cord after the first dose of the Moderna vaccine. I wonder if Moderna included that in the reports they've been paying so much money for on disinformation and malinformation on the internet. Oh, it might cause some brain swelling. Shut up! The study also found that after getting the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, there were 1.9 and 3.9 times increased risk of transverse myelitis and ADEM, respectively. That's astonishing, and I think, according to Pierre Corey, would warrant in any other medicine its withdrawal. Bell's palsy, which causes temporary weakness or paralysis of the muscles on one side of the face, had an increased odds of 1.05 after a first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Just remember the hysteria that surrounded reluctance, hesitancy, and even conversation at the period of endorsing and sometimes mandating of this product.
That when I see somebody out in the world who's not wearing a mask, I instantly think you are a threat, or you are selfish, or you are a COVID denier, and you definitely unfortunately haven't been vaccinated.
There was also a 1.3 to 1.4 times greater risk of having a seizure following the first and second doses of the Moderna vaccine, as well as the fourth dose of the Pfizer vaccine. After a first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, there was a 3 times greater than expected risk of cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. The risk after the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine and after the second dose were 1.49 and 1.25 times higher. I feel that what this study does, given the nature of its backers, is provides mitigation, highlights the excessive and increased risk of AstraZeneca, which has already been publicly lambasted, and attempts to sort of ameliorate this total mistrust and disgust that we feel towards that industry and all interfacing systems. That could be public health agencies, departments of health, government agencies, legacy media, propaganda, online censorship. It just revealed so much that this is beyond too little, too late. This is simply a revelation that you're better off trusting your own instinct and broad mistrust of authority than anything they ever tell you again.
And better off trusting your immune system, your God-given immune system, which is very strong and will fight infections naturally.
CVST is a rare but serious condition characterised by the formation of blood clots in the large channels that drain blood from the brain and deliver it back to the heart after the AstraZeneca vaccine. Also, after the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, there was a 1.07 times higher risk of thrombocytopenia, a condition characterised by a lower than normal number of platelets in the blood. After a third dose of CHAdOX1, the risk notably rose to 1.95. Significantly higher than expected cases of pericarditis, inflammation of the sac-like structure that surrounds the heart, were also observed following the first and fourth doses of Moderna's vaccine. The global COVID vaccine safety project is supported by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Department of Health and Human Services. Several of the authors receive financial support from or have relationships with government agencies, including the CDC, the New Zealand Ministry of Health, and the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, which they disclosed as potential conflicts of interest. I suppose the revelation of those conflicts of interest suggests that this is a pretty measured assessment of that data, i.e. when the CDC and Pfizer and everyone got together to say, look, this is actually now approaching fever pitch and potentially some significant and disruptive event. Let's ensure that we get favourable organisations and figures involved so that this information, even though it's now unavoidable because too many people have been negatively impacted, at least it will come out in a way that we can somewhat manage and it doesn't perhaps reach the full pitch of unmitigated disaster that is warranted. Several of the researchers also reported having relationships or having previously received payments from biopharmaceutical companies Gilead Sciences Inc., Abbvie Inc., Pfizer and GlaxoSmithKline. Pfizer told the New York Post in a statement that while it was not involved in this study, we welcome independent research and academic discourse to advance the study of COVID-19. Oh, well, one thing we know about Pfizer and Moderna is they welcome open discourse. Moderna have already been proven to be monitoring and censoring vocal opponents of their products, even when they're telling the truth. I know this from personal experience. Even when you've said only true things, like the vast profits they've been accruing, the members of their team that have been appointed from government agencies, the vast sums of taxpayer monies that they've received, the adverse events that their products demonstrably cause, they've been spending money censoring it. And also government agencies have been contributing to censoring comparable information. This is the best possible presentation of an absolute global disaster. The global disaster you knew it to be. The evidence you knew it to be of hypocrisy and corruption. They're shutting the door after the horse has bolted and sort of saying that, oh, I'm sorry that that horse bolted, when in effect they murdered that horse, melted it down for glue, and then sold that glue to you using your taxpayer dollars, if you want a complex analogy. Safety.
Do you know what? There are so many points throughout the past 3 or 4 years that I did truly sit down and think to myself, am I crazy? Like, people keep calling me crazy. Am I actually crazy? Am I actually wrong? Am I just deluded? Am I really just paranoid? And then I'd be like, well, no, obviously not, because this is all happening. And I've spoken to this person who's saying they've had this issue and it's not fake. I can't be making it up. It's real. I'm speaking to other people who truly have gone through these things and have had adverse reactions and things. And I don't know, still, because of what the mainstream media was saying, and I was so used to all my life trusting that the news was correct, I'm like, but the news is saying the opposite. Like, I know I'm not crazy, but am I crazy? Like, if I was crazy, I'd still think that I wasn't. And I don't know, I doubted myself a few times, and then I'd be like, no, F that, I'm going to carry on. I know I'm right. And I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but yeah. Now I'm seeing all of this, it's like, whew. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Knowing for a fact that you're not crazy, you know? For a fact. Like, it's not even an opinion anymore. Okay, let's read some comments. Let's see. Where do I start from? Where did I end? Double granny blessings. She's covered till 97. Oh, that's cute. Yes, Phoebe, your grandma is blessed. Kind of sounds like it did, though. Don't know what that's referring to. I forgot what we were talking about then. I love how the news media is sugarcoating the vaccine. I know, like they always do. 3.9% is very high. It wouldn't get the go-ahead normally with that kind of risk. Exactly. Usually after like one person was injured, they'd say, no, it's not safe. Let's stop it and carry on testing it, like not giving it to the public. And they didn't do that this time. I wonder why. I'm proud I trusted my instinct and immune system. Good. So am I. It's better to be safe rather than sorry, not risking the chance of the injections. I know. Good. Very good. You're an 8.5 out of 10. Why, thank you. That's quite a compliment. Without a doubt, Nazarene is a hero for speaking the truth of the injections. Thank you very much. I always will. Literally never will stop. Thank God for people like Russell, Rogan, Dr. Malone, etc. for being honest and exposing all of this from the start. Exactly. We need people like that. We need people to be brave and carry on being courageous and speaking about the truth instead of succumbing to whatever's going to happen if they don't. I'd rather go to prison than take the injection. Me too. Definitely. I'd actually rather die at this point because I'd rather die for this. I'd rather die for this just to prove this point to the public and to save lives, really. If my death would save, millions of lives, then I'd rather do that. Gilead, biblical name, and the evil country in The Handmaid's Tale. Oh, didn't know that. You're bright, thank you. Nazarene, you are not crazy, you're special and a hero. Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm a hero, but I'm doing God's work because God put me on this mission, so I have to do it. Anytime we walk with God, that's an amazing, I didn't even read that, and now this is the next comment. Well, anytime we walk with God against the world, we're called crazy. It's how you know you're on the right path. Yes, absolutely. If you ask yourself if you're crazy, you're not crazy. Crazy people never question their sanity. True, very true. It's so reassuring to know all this information has come out now, even though there's probably more to be revealed. I feel so safe knowing I trusted myself. Exactly. And I'm so happy that people are going to start realizing this. Because when it happens again, they will not trust again. And it is going to happen again, I believe. So we'll see.
Is a top concern for all of us. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like secrecy is a top concern and safety's dealt with a couple of years later when it's absolutely bloody unavoidable. Yep. All of us, and Pfizer and BioNTech, take reports of side effects that are potentially associated with our COVID-19 vaccine very seriously and censor them over many, many years.
Well, are you going to compensate people who you actually injured then? That's what I'm wondering. Because why did you get indemnity? Why were you immune to anyone being able to sue you if they got injured from your medication or died from your medication or like had a family member die from it? How come they couldn't sue you if you trusted in your medication that much? Clearly you did not trust in it and you just gave it to the public because you knew you'd get money for it. Unbelievable. Are you now going to compensate people for all of the injuries that you've caused? Are you going to do that, or are you going to carry on ignoring it?
Since its initial authorization for use in December 2020, the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine has been administered to more than 1.5 billion people. That's 1.5 billion people. That's an extraordinary number and an extraordinary profit and an extraordinary delay before telling a small portion of an extraordinary truth. Has demonstrated a favourable safety profile in all age groups and has helped protect against severe COVID-19 outcomes, including hospitalisation and death, the company added. Yeah, thanks for that. God, did we say thank you already? Did you not get enough dances on late night TV? Do you want some more people to get tattooed? When will you be happy? Money, cultural celebration, turning your disgusting brand into a kind of ideology? What do these people do? Well, also, Albert Baller would like each of you to massage his shoulders once a week. Well, I would, but my left hand's not working. Also, I can't think or walk. Well, you'll have to get there somehow. Moderna and AstraZeneca did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Either they were counting their money or counting their victims. I want you to hold in your mind what we just watched together on Legacy Media. Essentially, the kind of reasoned discourse that could have been available to us from the beginning had it not been for the deliberate, publicly funded and privately funded, illegal, in my view, and potentially more broadly, censorship that took place during the pandemic period. You were right, not them. You were right from the beginning. I suspect that this massive study is an attempt to mitigate and control the information. I don't at this point expect transparency, clarity and largesse from organisations that have behaved so appallingly in the last 3 years. I feel that this is a point where we have to hold the line, stay clear and stay awake. That's if you're able to think and walk for some circumspect reason connected to self-preservation. Hey, but that's just what I think and walk. Let me know what you think.
Wow. Yeah, I think I've said everything I think about that. It is just unreal. It's almost like I feel like I'm dreaming watching that. Something I never thought would happen in my lifetime. But hey, here we are, and I'm not complaining. It's good that it's coming out this quickly. Wish it came out quicker, but it didn't. And, you know, everything happens for a reason, I guess. But wow, guys. I just seriously feel like I'm dreaming or something. Anyway, it was also shady with how quickly they managed to get the injection out. It freaked me out. Me too, but people for some reason trusted it, and I understand why. You know, the brainwashing in the media was very prevalent, and I get why people would not think anything of it, but I'm just so sad that people didn't listen earlier. They should have listened to their fellow people instead of trusting the government and doctors who have a share in, you know, the profits from it. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this live. It ended on a very funny note. I feel quite... I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. I just feel like I've been vindicated in some way, but obviously I'll never be vindicated completely. But this is some consolation knowing that it's finally coming out, and I'm really happy that it is coming out. Yeah, I don't know. This is quite amazing. Anyway, my brain's a bit frazzled right now. I need to process this. I don't know why I haven't seen this earlier, but I've just seen this now, so wow. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought in the comments. Wow. I'm still like, whoa. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know any thoughts you've been having. How have you been recently? I'd like to know. And yeah, let me know what other videos that you'd like me to film. If you'd like me to do any more street interviews, also let me know. And yeah, that's going to be quite fun. I'm looking forward to doing more street interviews. I've got one coming out, like I said yesterday, about weather modification. I was asking people in the streets, do they believe the government can control the weather? And then I got a few interesting answers, and that will be coming out soon, which is exciting. But yeah, guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. If you ring the notification bell, you'll be able to get notifications whenever I post a video or I'm doing a live. So if it works, if they don't censor me. So yeah, do that as well.